Day 93. Got on another blue shirt. I think I had a blue shirt on yesterday. Did I have on a blue shirt? Oh, nah. I'm bugging. Thought I did. Day 93. I should have put my fitted on. It's all good. Signs that you are addicted to stress. I took a little bit of notes so I don't forget some of the stuff. But I was having an interesting conversation today. Um, Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about being addicted to stress. So this is not all my like, just this is not all me. Um, but I do understand. And some people that are pessimistic, and I can be at times. I've learned to not be as pessimistic, honestly, because now my whole thing is it's all gonna work out. Hold on, yo, I'm live, son. All right, all right, all right. That's my boy. He probably gonna watch it anyways. But anyways, people who are addicted to stress uh, usually are pessimistic people as well. They always finding what's wrong with situations, or they're waiting for something bad to happen. And if something bad doesn't happen, they're talking into existence, and you're gonna attract typically what you put out there, right? So if let's just say dealing with relationships, if you're waiting for whomever you're dealing with to do something wrong that's going to end your relationship, then it's probably you a little bit. Yeah, it's the hurt that you've experienced, in the past. But if you constantly thinking, "Oh, what are they going to do? What are they going to do?" then you're probably addicted to stress. If your job, if you're thinking like, "Oh, this is my job is going to make me do something I don't want to do, or try to ask me to do something I don't want to do," um, you're addicted to stress. You might feel like I want peace, but your actions don't align with that. If you're constantly looking for what's wrong, what's going to happen wrong, what could potentially happen, it's not potentially, but you're expecting something to happen wrong. See, because I do look at potential stuff, but I'm always weighing out the obstacles. But I'm also looking at the good stuff. A lot of the times, the people who are addicted to stress, they're not looking at the good stuff. They just waiting for something bad to happen. They're waiting for that partner that they're dealing with to mess up the relationship, and they're not realizing that they are going to end up being the cause of the mess up because they're looking for something. As long as you're looking for something to go wrong, you will find it. And any little thing that that person does that you don't like, you're going to blow it out of proportion. And you're going to think that's the sign. That's the thing that I was waiting for. I was waiting for this person to mess up this way. And now they did it. So now I'm going. So being addicted to stress is something that people don't realize. And then not just the energy you attract, but sometimes what will happen is you will end up just self-sabotaging. You will sabotage your own self. You will create a situation. You would do something bad because you also don't think this good thing is not supposed to last. So you'll find yourself doing something, you know. In college a very long time ago, my professor said we as humans need stress to survive. Probably, um, I don't know if we do or not. That's a good. I wish I could have talked to your professor to see, but I know stress is part of everyday, life, um, and we will have these stresses, and sometimes you can have a good stress where, for instance, I'll give you an example. When you're working out, all right, hold up, before I go there. Stress raises your cortisol levels, which is not necessarily, cortisol is not typically good, but it's not bad neither, right? It's needed. But anyways, it's just too much of it is not needed. So when you in situations where you stress yourself out, your cortisol levels rise, but it's okay. When you're working out, you are putting your body under physical stress, but that working out will help you to survive because packing on muscle, packing on bone density from strength training especially for you ladies. Make sure y'all strength trainer. I always tell ladies, don't worry about that whole I'm gonna look like a man thing. That's not gonna happen. That you got to be intentional. But I ain't gonna get into that too much. Maybe another time. But at the end of the day, you need to strength train because it is important for your bone density. It's important for muscle. It's important for regulating your blood sugar and everything. You know what I'm saying? So if you take it in carbs, the more muscle you have, the better you can help keep it out the bloodstream. And it gets stored as fat. It won't get stored as fat because it'll go into the muscle. But that's stress that you're putting upon your body. So that is a good stress. I don't know if we need it to survive per se, but I know it's inevitable. So you need to figure out how to deal with it. But the people who are addicted to it, the problem is they will always continue to find a way to put stress upon themselves. So so some of the notes. So like they feel constant overwhelmed. Like if you're feeling frequently overwhelmed by tasks and responsibilities, yet you continue to take on more. I might be guilty of that right now, but I don't know if it's that or if I'm just really trying to progress. But sometimes you're taking on more and more and more tasks, um, and then you find yourself breaking down. I notice. I think women do that a little bit more than men. They'll take on more and more tasks, and then they get overwhelmed. And when they get overwhelmed, they break down. They have an emotional breakdown, and usually what happens is they just kind of like say, I can't handle this. This is how when they in relationships with they marry with kids and stuff like that, they take on too much. And it's not always that they have to take on that much. Sometimes they say, oh yeah, I gotta do this and I gotta, you didn't have to do all of that stuff. You chose to do it because you need a little bit of chaos. You know, men don't typically look for chaos as much. We don't want it. You get overwhelmed. Yes. Yeah. You being a single mom, I could definitely see that. But taking on too much, that's what I had to learn to do was to stop taking on so many things. That was one of my videos a few weeks ago, was talking about how I might have to drop this because it's becoming too much and I got other stuff. But it's not that I'm purposely taking on too much stuff, is that I got to handle business because I really have to progress, and I'm not where I want to be due to setbacks. It happens with everybody. But sometimes people just take on way too many things. I'm not typically volunteering to do too much. You know what I mean? Like I used to really try to help a lot of people out. Now I'm not really volunteering that much to help people out. I give you some nuggets just because that's who I am. But and maybe these videos is, well, it's not maybe. These videos are ways for me to help people out without directly feeling responsible on the success of that person, or feeling tied to their success, feeling like, oh, if they don't make it, you know, like me getting frustrated. Because sometimes I get frustrated if I'm dropping gems and they not using it. Here I can drop gems, and if you don't use it, I wouldn't know. You know, I'm just gonna assume that it works. The need for pressure. You find yourself seeking out high pressure situations or deadlines to feel productive or alive. That could be a sign. You find yourself seeking out things. So you're putting yourself in difficult tasks because it makes you feel alive. Some people work well like that, but it's not necessarily good. But be wary of, it's not be wary, but if you find yourself saying, I want peace, I want peace, I want peace, but watch your actions, because if you're always looking for chaos, you're waiting for the chaos, then you don't truly want peace. You want the chaos. That's why you're looking for it. And that's what you're going to continue to get. So you got to reprogram your subconscious. That's why I made those affirmation videos. You got to reprogram the subconscious. And the way to do that is you got to change your thoughts. You can change your thought process, though it's very difficult. Meditation helps, writing affirmations, listening to affirmations. That's what's going to reprogram your subconscious so you can actually get peace. Because if not, you will continue to chase the chaos. And every time things get a little smooth in your life, you're going to be waiting for something bad, which means you're going to start to attract that negative energy. And or you will just do some bonehead shit to get you back in a chaotic state. um, Neglecting self-care, you prioritize work or obligations over self-care activities like exercise and relaxation or hobbies. So that can be me sometimes. I do make sure I exercise, but my mom always tell me like, "Yo, you need to take a vacation." Hell, even my oldest son be telling me like, "You need this." But I be feeling like, man, I got so much to do, and then having conversation is enjoyable for me. So when I'm having conversation, I'm talking to people, I like it. But what I realize is in those conversations, a lot of time I'm still pouring out energy trying to help them become better, which then drains me. So I do need more vacations where I'm kind of just off to myself. And even in those moments, I'm not really engaging with in conversation that is gonna end up having me pour energy into them. Um, and I think really I need to be around people that's I need to go places. I need retreats where everybody there is more successful than I am. Right. So that way I don't even feel like I'm pouring in. They just pouring into me. um, I don't know. I'm over here brainstorming as I'm talking to y'all. Difficulty relaxing. You struggle to unwind or switch off. That's me all the time. It's hard for me to relax. Often feeling restless or anxious when you try to relax. I don't know if I feel anxious. Sometimes I can, depending on how much I got, but it's hard for me to relax. Uh, yeah, that's real difficult. Relying on caffeine or stimulants. I'm not big on caffeine or stimulants. Um, you definitely need a break. Yeah, I probably do, man. As I'm sitting here, I'm thinking I need a break. But yo, what's good, man? Uh, somebody else just came in, y'all. For those who watching on replay. Um, Negative impact on relationships. Your stress levels affect your relationships, leading to irritability or withdrawal from loved ones. Yes, that is something big. Is kind of what I stated, what I was talking about earlier. Uh, some of what I was talking about earlier, but your stress levels affect your relationships, leading to irritability or withdrawal from loved ones. And just that in itself is going to cause more stress. You're already irritated, but now you're irritating the ones that you love, and then they're gonna feel some type of way. And when they feel some type of way, they're gonna say it, and now or they're gonna act a certain way, and you just created more problems for no reason. And people do that in relationships a lot. You know, Men that do it to women, they stress out of work, they come home and be withdrawn from their lady, and then obviously she's trying to get you to talk, and you don't really want to talk. Um, you just kind of want to be alone, play the game, do whatever. Then ladies will do it where they just want to, be on their own. They start withdrawing from sex, you know. I do that. I withdraw. Yeah. Uh, Inability to say no. You have trouble saying no to additional commitments, even when you're already stressed too thin. That's another sign being addicted to stress. It goes back to putting too much on your plate, right? It kind of it's in the same boat. You're just putting too much. That's why I'm at the point where I ain't really trying to help people too much. It's in my nature, but I'm really trying to make sure I stay away from it. That's partially why I stopped talking to. Part of the reason, not the only reason, but it was part of the reason why I stopped the Playboy life, right? Um, of messing around, meeting different women. Um, Part of the reason, like I said, it's not it's not as it's not fulfilling. Partially too because as I'm getting to know somebody, I'm seeing things that's wrong, or not wrong, but things that they could work on to better themselves. And there's things I could work on too. I'm going to inform them. And when you're dealing with a bunch of different personalities, it becomes too much because you're just pouring out, pouring out, pouring out. So that's part of the reason. For me, I need to delegate more. Yeah, me too. Me too. I really want a team. I just want a team. I always, those who know me know that I'm about a team. Let's get a team together. You do what you do best. I do what I do best, and we just make it work. That's it. That's how I want to do it. Because when you're doing what you do best and you don't have to worry about the other things, then it makes things so much easier. You get to enjoy what you do. You feel what I'm saying? You're eager to do it. It's not even stressful at this point. It's pure pleasure for the most part. And when you are really excited to get up to do whatever it is that you want to do with your team, man, life is great. That's why I always push with my sons, follow your dreams. Don't chase women. Follow your dreams, because it is, and that's what everybody. Everybody, I try to get them to work in something that they like to do. I'm always trying to get them there, and partially is because I felt I didn't have any particular skills, no talents or something like that, or I didn't know what I really truly loved. So I always wanted to see people follow their dreams, and that's why I always did it. But then someone told me um, that you love helping people, so you need to do it. The problem is it can be draining, so I need to do it in this manner right here. This is the best manner for me to do it, so it doesn't drain me. But yet, hopefully, something I say will resonate with the people, and they can apply it to their life. And then later on, I can hear the success stories in the comments or whatever. So, feeling of importance. You equate busyness with importance. Hmm. Feeling a sense of pride in how much you have on your plate. Yeah, some people do that. Busyness and importance. You're just busy. You ain't really doing shit. You're just busy doing nothing. That's the worst. Escapism. You may turn to unhealthy coping mechanisms such as excessive drinking or binge watching to momentarily escape stress. That's about it. Damn, we got some people coming up in here tonight. Am I gonna have to start these later so I can get more people in the live stream? But yeah, overall, being addicted to stress, be careful. If you claim you love peace, watch the things in your life. Watch what you're doing. If you always seem to think of the negative first, you're more pessimistic, then you need to really check yourself to say, do I really want peace? Or am I really addicted to stress? Am I putting too much on my plate at times? Am I causing problems when things seem to be going well because I feel like, things are going too well? So you find yourself, you can find yourself snapping on somebody that they didn't even deserve it. Or you can find yourself, accusing somebody of something that you think they did when they didn't do it. And it's just because you're like, man, something's just not right. So you causing issues because you feel better when you stress, believe it or not. And being addicted to stress, the only way to truly change it is you got to change your subconscious. Or for other people who are religious, you pray. But it's all the same thing. When you praying, when you writing affirmations, you're just changing your subconscious, your spirit, your soul. They're all synonyms. It's all the same thing, just depending on what you believe, right? So on that note, I think I'm gonna end it right there unless y'all got something to say in the comments. I'm gonna give y'all a minute. I need somebody to come on here. I'm gonna send y'all an invite if y'all want to come on and say something. Let me see if anybody texting me. Let me know. Okay. All right. Well, on that note, I'm dipping out. Peace.